ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is the power of inner purification as revealed by a master. Master said like this: if your mind can go to a million different places, but it is you, when you feel at home, it is the most comforting feeling. It is really what gives you that peace, and for that a little bit of detachment is critical. Somebody asked Buddha once, it is at least attributed to him, that what is the difference between liking somebody and loving somebody? What is the difference when we say I like somebody, or how to differentiate that? Are you attached to somebody, or are you in love with that person? Buddha said, it is very simple. When you like a flower, you pluck it. Maybe you use it as one in a bouquet, or as a decoration. You place it. You place it where you like it, where it enhances the beauty. When you like a flower, you pluck it. But when you love a flower, you water it daily. You nurture it because you want that flower to grow, and it gives you that joy that I am part of this flower's growth, as opposed to plucking it. And it is only fate now is, it is going one day to wilt away, or it is going to wither away. So in attachment we want to own, in love we want to grow. In attachment we like to dictate, but in love we want to participate. And there is a difference between the two. The greater the number of attachments in your life, the more painful your life will become. It is guaranteed, my dear. If you have one joint attachment, one big pain. If you have many small attachments, a lot of smaller pains. If you have your heart, your mind, your energy invested in love, there may be a little pain, but it is the pain of working out, where it strengthens you, it helps you to grow, it helps you to get to the next level. Life may be inconvenient for somebody who is in love, but life is not a problem for somebody who is in love. Please remember, my dear. But life is always a problem for the one who is deeply attached ignorantly, not out of love. It is natural that you care about what you love. I think that cannot be avoided, said the master. You cannot say, I love this thing, but here let it break. If anything you care, but you don't necessarily desire or want to own that, you realize that unless I help this thing to grow, or let us say this person will not realize his or her true potential. And as long as a person has not realized their true potential, they will be unhappy for the most part, because everybody is working to attain to their full potential. And that basically what self-realization is, my dear. You have attained your potential. Now you have discovered what you are, what you can do, what you are supposed to do, what all you can accomplish, how all you can help this world and other people. The day You discover your strength, your potential. That is one of the most defining days of your life. It is that very famous story of Lord Hanuman. When he had to go to Lanka, he did not know he had all those powers, and Jambavanta reminds him, and suddenly he discovers, I can really cross the ocean, I can jump the ocean, I can just uproot trees and do many other powerful things. The realization of who you are is the ultimate liberation, because until that happens, we continue to hold to somebody else either responsible or accountable for all that I have in my life and for all that I am feeling in my life. But when I discover my independence, notice the word independence, my dear. There is dependence, there is interdependence, and there is independence. Dependence means I am dependent on something or somebody. Interdependence means we make each other happy. I am dependent on you, you are dependent on other people, they are dependent on other people, they are all dependent on us. And we are dependent on each other, which Buddha called interconnectedness. This, what he called samsara. Everything is interconnected. What I do, what I say has an impact. What other people say or do has an impact on me. So there is dependence, there is interdependence. And then we say, I want to be independent. See how this word begins with in. When I am dependent on what is inside me, I am independent. When I am no longer dependent on what is outside me, when I realize all that I feel is a result of what I feel inside me, all feelings are inside. And how to delve in and how to tap into the independence is my personal responsibility. It is my business. Only I can take care of it. Please remember, my dear. One disciple went to his guru once and said, I don't know how to calm my mind down. What should I do, master? Then Guru said, look, don't bug me with all these questions. I have heard it a million times. I am very busy right now. Go and check with your God, brother, or Guru Bhai. He goes to another senior-most disciple in the monastery. Oh, brother, my mind drives me nuts. How to calm it down? Then he said, look, I have to cook a meal for the master and I don't have time for this. Why don't you go and check with anybody else? There are so many monks here. Someone will be able to answer. So he went to another and he said, my mind is not calm at all. How to calm it down? The other disciple said, I don't have time for you. Go to somebody else. So there is a library. Why don't you go there? Some reading sessions goes on there. Go sit in there and you will have your answer. And the poor fellow checks with everyone, but nobody gives him any reasonable answer. Very heartbroken, crestfallen, goes back to the master again and says, Master, this is a worthless place, to be honest with you. All I wanted to know was how to calm my mind down, and nobody has answered me properly and anything, including yourself. And the master said, you ignorant fool, That is how the good masters talk. I mean, the good masters talk only that way. Everybody has been giving you an answer only if you cared to understand it. Everybody offered you an answer, only you did not understand. It is a Jan coin, which means you are supposed to reflect on it and the meaning shines forth. But essentially, one of the meanings that could be drawn from this is it is the chartering of the mind. We don't have to pay attention to it, said the master. Mind is like a toddler, constantly asking questions. Are we home yet? So, when we are going to get home like this, it does not mean you have to answer that question. It is how you train, how it will treat you. That training of the mind is what Krishna talked about when he says, one way to train is start to practice and master the art of concentration and not just analytical concentration as I have spoken. For example, a chess player or absorptive concentration, like you are watching a movie where you are absorbed. But we are here talking about one pointed concentration, where you are training your mind to go down the route you want it to go down, where you realize that there are other thoughts from here, there, and everywhere, and I don't have to listen to those thoughts, and that I have to gently draw my attention back. As I do that, I am bound to gain inner strength. Please remember, inner strength is the number one requirement for independence. If I am weak inside, I cannot be independent. Just like for outer independence as well. When we say you have got to be financially independent, you ought to have some form of skill or asset with you based on which you can live by. Similarly, for inner dependence or independence in the truest sense, you have got to have some form of asset in your conscience and consciousness. When we do good, when we act kind, they all boost our net worth of the conscience. And when I am focused, when I am sincere in what I do, it elevates my consciousness. And if my conscience and consciousness are aligned, I will be by default be cautious about all things I should avoid. And if with caution, with the right conscience and with consciousness, if I walk any path, the product invariably is going to be super consciousness. That is the recipe. Remember, my dear. But one of the methods of training the mind is to practice one pointed concentration. In other words, to do concentrative meditation. And other ways are, as already said, to be kind, to be compassionate, and to continuously purify yourself. The more you purify yourself, the more you realize you are okay, you are sufficient, you are adequate, and that to feel these things, that I am happy, I am adequate, I am sufficient, it is good if you are surrounded by nice people, but it is not the end of the world if you are not. That if I purify my energy, the people around me will filter automatically. Take my word for it, said the master. If you focus on your self purification, if you continuously start to or improve yourself continuously in terms of moral improvement, your spiritual improvement, all the people around you, some of them, the important ones, the relevant ones, will either be transformed or you will be surrounded by a new set of people. One certain way of attracting the right person in your life is to become the right person. You be the right person and you will attract righteousness automatically. Nature will take care of the rest. Nature always takes care of the one whose conscience is clear one way or the other. The person may not have all his or her wishes fulfilled, but plus minus, give and take, overall, they would be content and nothing. There is no greater wealth than contentment. My dear, please remember, there is no wealth greater than contentment, concluded the master. So, this is all about inner purification. Thank you all.